Hard work does not equal more money, Black women. Hard work does not equal more money. Today, we're going to talk about what does equal more money. Okay? We're going to talk about how to feel like a money manifestor in your life. Don't worry, I'm not a super out there person. Okay? So, we're not going to talk about super out there things. We're going to talk about real practical ways in your life that you can feel like, I am just attracting money. Um, I we're going to talk about this from my perspective and the perspective of all of the women that I've gotten to talk to on this YouTube channel. I personally am a woman who went from making $22 an hour to a person who travels the world full time. I've traveled the world full time since 2015. Yeah, and I've talked to women who have either done that or who have moved abroad or who have done something. And so I've had a lot of opportunity to talk about money and what switch flipped in their lives to go from I need more money, right? Or money is the reason I can't do XYZ to I got it. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to name off the 5 steps to feeling, or 5 ways, 5 different ways to feel like you're just a money manifester. I'm going to name them off, and then we're just going to go ahead and get started. My name is Stephanie. I'm a house sitter and the creator of House Sitter School. Welcome. If you're at all interested in this conversation or the full-time travel conversation, if you're interested in maybe moving abroad or maybe taking a career break or sabbatical or house sitting, subscribe, please. Turn on notifications. While you're at it, hit the like button. Don't I look cute today? Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to name off the 5. They're not steps, they're just 5 different ways that I and women that I've gotten the opportunity to interview on this channel feel like money manifestors. I'm going to name them off now. You can decide if you want to stick around. Okay? Number 1, unlearning that hard work equals more money, right? Freeing yourself from working harder to make more money, right? Finding ways to make money with ease instead of the hard way. Number 2, focusing on time and location freedom makes you feel rich. It makes you feel rich. Being able to be anywhere in the world at any time, time and location freedom make me feel like a rich lady. Okay, number 3, get a better bang for your buck. So in this section, we're going to talk about cost of living, and you know what that's going to mean. It's going to mean we're going to talk a little bit about house sitting. We're going to talk a little bit about being in a different part of the world, moving to where your money goes further. Number 4, using your money for you. You'll feel like a money manifestor when you use your money on you. Novel idea. Some of you are like, but no, that's not, already feeling resistance. Stay with me. Please stick around. And then number 5, getting to the point of why you want the money, even before you get the money. Getting the things that you want the money to give you in your life, even before you get the more money. Okay, those are the 5 ways that I have taught the women that I've talked to, and me myself personally have been able to. It looks like and feels like we are money manifestors in our lives. Okay, who's here? The rules, if you're new here, the rules are you have to say hello. Okay, if you're in the chat, you have to say hello in the chat. Good morning. If you're watching the replay, hello, friends in the future. I hope it's awesome there. You have to say hello. Okay, rule number 1, say hello. Rule number 2, we talk to Black women with loving kindness. Number 3 is not a real rule, but it's like a thing I would suggest, ask your questions, right? Instead of counting yourself out when you start hearing conversations about money and moving abroad and house sitting, instead of counting yourself out, ask your questions. Ask people how they did that, okay? Thank you kindly. Hello, Megan Dean. Hello, my stethoscope travels. I can say the word generally, but I can't say it on the internet. I don't think I've ever said stethoscope correctly on the internet the first time, but I know I can say that word. Good morning. That's Michelle. Good morning, Alicia Renee. Thank you. Good morning, Marty P. and Ms. B. and TJ. Good morning, Geraldine and Lydia and Celeste. Wait a minute. I forgot to do something on my laptop, and I got to do that so that the internet is strong enough for us. We need good internet. I need to close some things out. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Where did I leave off? Celeste And Bridget and Melissa. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Fiona's Life. Good morning, Latoya Cunningham and Dr. O and Kemi Apple. Hey, Skyscraper. Hey, C. Sherrill. Hi, Marcia or Marcia. Hi, Kayo and Jazzy. Joelle, Patrice, Valerina, Junket, Ra, the ABX girl. Hi, friends. How's everyone? Thank you, Sunshine. Good morning, Goddess and Omaloya. How's everybody today? Looking amazing this Exodus Summit season. Thank you. We have a special Exodus Summit recording or live stream happening today with Jewel Pearson, who is Ms. Bohemian Soul. You know Jewel. She has the most beautiful tiny house you've ever seen. You've seen her on HGTV if you haven't seen her anywhere else. And we're talking to her later today, so I had to be cute. I gotta be cute. All right, good morning, everyone. I don't know why that was so small, but let me fix that. Also, let me get my volume up a little bit. When my thing resets, they reset the volume. Hopefully that's a little bit louder. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on these things. I've already explained to you that that I've traveled the world full time since 2015. I'm in San Jose, Costa Rica, and I've been here since I don't really know. I always start that sentence and then I can't finish it. But I'll say this. For the last 3 years, I've spent half the year in San Jose, Costa Rica. And I went from making $22 an hour as a hospital pharmacy technician to I can do it, right? Whatever the thing is that you need money to do, right? Maybe not, maybe I can't do it today, but I can do it, right? I can be in San Jose, Costa Rica. It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense at $22 an hour to even think about spending months in a different country. But it does now. It's my life now. It's my real life now. And some women in this community, it's their real life now. So when I say money manifestor or feel like a money manifestor, that's what I mean. I feel like the things that I want that require money are within my reach. Some of them I've already grabbed. Some of them I already have, and I have to keep reminding myself that. Like you really wanted this for a long time and you dreamed about this thing and you put an effort to get this thing. You need to celebrate that you have this thing, right? You need to make sure that you're celebrating these things. Make sure that you're expressing gratitude for these things. Being able to just go on Airbnb and pick a place and go on Momondo or go on the airline site and book a flight is something that at one point in my life would have sounded ridiculous. Like not me. That's not my life. That's not a thing that I can do. But now it's a thing that I do on the regular, and it's because of the things that we're going to talk about today. Okay. Okay, so those are my qualifications, all right? Those are my qualifications, all right? Hello, Travel Spanish with Claire. Hi, friends. All right, so number one way to feel like a money manifestor, right? If hard work does not equal more money, the number one thing that you need to do is unlearn that hard work equals more money. I totally understand that we want more money to do things. I'm not a person who's like, money doesn't make you happy. Money doesn't give you this. Money has given me a lot of things that I've really enjoyed. Travel, that's it. The other things, cashmere, I got a cashmere sweater and a cashmere robe that make me really happy, right? So, yes, money, right? Yes, money. So that's why we talk about money. We don't pretend that money doesn't exist over here and just talk about living your dreams because your dreams do require money. So money. Unlearning that hard work equals more money will set you free. Number one, you don't have any circumstance in your life that you can point in your real life that you can point to where hard work created more money. It doesn't happen in the org chart at your job. The people who work hardest at your job, at your place of employment, are not the people who make the most money. And you don't have that experience anywhere in your life, I don't think. Right? And so, where did that message come from? Where did the message come from? You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you it's all fruit of the slavery tree. In the United States, it all goes back to the fact that People had to justify the enslavement of other humans. And so there were ways that they did that. And those ways continue. The country grew with those in its roots, in its bones, in its structure, in its marrow. Years ago, I saw a Facebook post about a cabbage. I think it was either a cabbage or something. And they were like, here's the difference. Let's dye the pesticides that we're going to spray on this cabbage. Okay? And then now let's look at this cabbage. And they dyed the pesticides like purple and sprayed it on the cabbage. And the stuff was growing inside of the vegetable. In my life, I had been thinking pesticides were on the outside of the vegetables. And you could just rinse it off. Pesticides are on the fruits and vegetables, and you rinse them off clean. Okay? Oh, okay. I'm not saying that was the smartest take on things, but that was the way I would think of things. When I was in the grocery store and I would see the price difference, I'd be like, well, I'm going to rinse that off. I'm not paying for the organic. But then I saw that graphic and I was like, oh, it's inside. It's all up and through. The pesticide is everywhere. It's grown that way. This is the same with your country, friends, okay? If you live in the United States of America, it's the same in your country. A lot of the bad stuff that you think and believe is stuff that is grown inside of the country. So that's why I say don't beat yourself up if you think something and you're like, why did I think that? Why did I believe that? Why did it take me so long to? Don't beat yourself up. That's how it is. That's how we're grown, okay? So the hard work, everything is absorbed. Thank you. Hi, being undone. Everything is absorbed, okay? So hard work equals more. If you want more money, just work harder is a pesticide. It's a message that we've been given that is absolutely not true, absolutely false. And it only benefits the people who want us to work harder for them, right? I was a hospital pharmacy technician, and wintertime in a hospital pharmacy at night and on the night shift was constant go, go, go. It was wearing, it was exhausting. Running up and down the hospital, go from the pharmacies often in the basement, going up to all of the floors, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. It was tiring. I made less money than the pharmacist who sat on the phone. Now, they knew more, they had more training, more education, right? But we're talking about hard work. The harder physical work at my job was done by me, the people who made the least money, right? And then after the pharmacist, right, the pharmacy manager, who in our pharmacy was a pharmacist, right? He made more money than the pharmacists. He didn't have to deal with nurses and phone calls, right? He sat in his office. He didn't even make our schedule. He had some say in the pharmacist's schedule, but he had the technician make the schedule, right? Barely made the pharmacist's schedule. He had more training, yes. He had more experience, yes. He interviewed for the job, right? Hard work does not equal more money. Once you free yourself from that, once you decide that there's no correlation, or if there is, it's a reverse correlation. You are freeing yourself and your mind to make more money without working harder. What's the easiest way? What's the easiest path? A lot of times we talk to women here who are like, I need to make more money so I can move abroad, or I need to make more money so that I can take a sabbatical. And then they're like, I'm going to start this thing and I'm going to, right? And I'm like, girl, you already have a pathway to making money. Do the thing you already know. So women be like, I want to move out of the country, but I need a job abroad. I'm like, girl, you're an accountant. You're an accountant. Sell your stuff and move today. You don't need to find a job in another country, which is hard work for most people. Finding a job in another country is hard, right? You have the pathway to making money the easiest way. We often think the easiest way is wrong. The easiest way for me was house sitting, so I get free accommodation at the beginning. House sitting plus something that I already knew how to do, a little bit of virtual assistant work. That was the easiest way for me to get out the door. Now it's YouTube, coaching, Every year, Rashida and I host Exodus Summit, which is hard work, okay? But we do it July, August, September, October. July, August, September, and half of October. A lot of people who had something like Exodus Summit in their hands would turn it into a year-round, all the time, always working thing. We get to work 1/4 of the year, and then we get to live off of that for the rest of the year. Hard work does not equal more money. I got my fan on. I'm just sitting, the sun is right on my face today. Sometimes it's not. Hard work also does not equal more job security. Hello, empowered transitions to retirement. We have to unlearn the hard work thing. Hard work is a myth. The idea that hard work pays off is just a myth. It's a myth. And it's a myth told to us, propagated, perpetuated, I think perpetuated, by the people who want us to work hard for them, right? Lately, I've seen a lot of talk on the internet of using the word easeful. Easeful. Black women are so afraid of being seen as lazy, are so afraid of the word easy, that we done created a new word. Easeful is a real word, but like easy is right there. The word easy is right there. It's okay to say easy. They'd be like, I just want things to be easeful. I'm like, girl, you mean easy. Easy is even easier to say than easeful. You don't have to move your lips. Same number of syllables, but much easier word to say. Just say easy. We're just conditioned, programmed, told, taught, raised to believe that easy is bad and hard is the way. But hard work doesn't pay off. Strategic work pays off, right? Some things pay off. I don't think hard work pays off. Easy is right there. I'll be like, easeful. Yes, okay, girl, but it's okay to say you want easy. It's right there. It's a word you've always known. We don't have to go around inventing a word. Easeful is not an invented word. It's a real word. But it's okay to say, I want easy. Whew. Wait a minute. I need water. I'm sweating. This is not easy. Let me get my thing pumping. I don't think my air is on. I don't hear it. It looks like it's on, but I don't hear it. Okay, I just heard the beep. Lord have mercy. 50-year-old women cannot be playing around with their air conditioning units. All right, strategy. It's about having a strategy, having a plan. Often that plan should include, for almost everyone, that plan should include who did this before me and what can I learn from them. Stop starting from zero. Stop starting from scratch. Who can you learn from? Who already did it? Follow them. Ask them some questions. Do exactly what they did. It's okay to do exactly what they did. Until you, while you work out your own needs. Start from there. Easy. Yeah, every time I hear it, I just want to stop her and be like, girl, it's okay to say easy. They be like, easeful, easeful. And I'm like, Black women are so conditioned that easy is bad that we can't even say the word, even when it's what we want, even when what you want is the easy way. We just can't say it. Add it, listen, a thing you can do today, add that into your vocabulary. Add easy into your vocabulary. I want the easiest way. Okay? Thank you for that. Okay, so unlearning that hard work equals more money is a way that you can feel like a manifestor. Because once, I didn't really get to the main point of this point. Because once you realize that there are easier ways for you to get the things that you want, you'll start taking those easier paths, right? You'll be in flow. There's such a thing as flow. There's such a thing as alignment. I said I'm not super woo-woo, and I'm not, but there is such a thing as being in alignment. The things that you want, the things that you need, the things that are like in your calling out for you, just like you're calling out for them, all you need to do is be in position for them to come to you, right? Be in alignment. And once you stop doing the struggle way, going the struggle way, and go with the flow, money is better. Money flows more easily. When you're going with the flow, instead of fighting against the current, things work out for you in a better way. Remember when I was with Katrina and Jewel in the beach house, and there was this big, either it was a moth or a butterfly, and it kept slamming itself against the window because it couldn't get out. Meanwhile, the whole side door, the whole other side of the wall was a sliding glass door. It was wide open. The sliding glass door was wide open. And so I went and took the broom and tried to move it out of the corner so it could see that that sliding glass door it was slamming itself into that glass. Like, you're going to die doing this. You're going to die. It's going to kill you. That's you. You're slamming yourself into the glass because you're convinced that things have to be hard when there are things that can be easy. And you can embrace ease and easy, and things will be better. The money is better with easy. Your stress levels are better with easy. Your relationships are better with easy. Do easy, okay? Put yourself in position, okay? So that the easy things can come to you. Because even when the easy things want to come to you, you can't get it because you're in the corner. You in the corner slamming yourself against the glass. There is an easier way. So when you stop worrying about what people will think and how people will see you, that's an easier way. When you stop worrying about what Black excellence has to say about your life, that's an easier way. When you stop worrying about what other people have to say about your life, there is an easier way to money. I'm a house sitter and the creator of House Sitter School, the easier way. If I was convinced that hard work equals more money, I would never have created House Sitter School. And so many of you in this chat would never have started house sitting. And so many of you would never have the joy, the ease, the peace of staying in somebody's house for free for days or weeks or months, on vacation, or while you're at work, just on a regular day in your city or in another city. So how many of you would never have that if I was like, you know what, you can't house sit. That's too easy. Life is supposed to be struggle and hard. You can't teach other people to house sit. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't, in most of your minds, it does not make sense for me to charge money for house sitter school when house sitting is free. But quite a few of you have paid for house sitter school, whereas some others have not paid for house sitter school and never started house sitting, right? Don't get the free accommodation that comes with house sitting all over the world because it seems too easy. Free yourself from the idea that hard work equals more money, and you are on the path to flow. Let the things flow. Okay. Saida says pesticide analogy was a good one. Yeah, it's in there. It's not on the outside. You can't wash it off. You can't vote it out, right? It's on the inside. It's in there, right? Choose another option, right? Don't buy, maybe. We don't buy that particular, what was it? Cabbage. Maybe we do get the pesticide-free cabbage, right? Maybe we do move to Costa Rica, right? It's in it. It's comprised of that, right? It has changed its structure, changed what that thing actually is, okay? Danielle, sometimes we just need someone to tell us it's okay, sis. It's okay, sis. It's okay to want easy. It's okay. It's okay to want the easy thing, to reject the hard thing and go with the flow. All right. Listen, I interview women all the time on this channel, and that's how they are where they are. We just talked to Sandra last week. On this channel, I talked to some of the women from the Playa del Carmen Accountability Group after Exodus Summit 2021. After Exodus Summit 2021, they got together, formed an accountability group because they all wanted to move to Playa del Carmen. A lot of those women moved to Playa del Carmen, okay? Sandra is now in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And she said, I just did what y'all told me to do. Right? She didn't have to start, she did not have to formulate a plan from zero. She did what we told her to do, right? The 7 steps to moving abroad. These 7 steps to moving abroad. Where are you going to go and how much is it going to cost and where's that money going to come from? Right? Those don't always come in that order. Sometimes it starts with how much money do you have and then where can you afford to go with that money. But sometimes it starts with where do you want to go and how much does it cost and how am I going to make that kind of money, right? What you going to do about the people that you're responsible for or the people in your life, maybe children, maybe aging parents, maybe spouse, right? What you going to do about your stuff? Are you going to sell your stuff? Are you going to keep it there? Are you going to come back and forth a lot so you can keep the house? Are you moving for good, right? What you going to do about your stuff? What you going to do about healthcare? For most of us who don't have pressing healthcare, major healthcare concerns, that's just go to a country that has some healthcare guaranteed for residents and get some private insurance, right? For most of us, that's the answer, private insurance. And then the 7th step is how do you stay there permanently? How do you get residency, right? How do you stay there legally? 7 steps to moving abroad. 7 steps, right? Sandra didn't have to start from the beginning because we talk about those 7 steps over and over and over and over again on my channel, on Rashida's channel, inside of Exodus Summit. Sandra knew those 7 steps and did those 7 steps without having to sit down and be like, now, how does one move abroad? I don't know where to start. How do they do it? Let's see. Do you get a ship? Do you have to put your whole house on a ship? Right? How does one do it? No, some of you are doing your life like that. How does one do this? Girl, if you don't find a shortcut, if you don't ask somebody how she did it, if you don't come to Exodus Summit, quit playing around, okay? But we're still on point number 1. Let's move this along, okay? Hard work does not equal more money. When you unlearn that, you unlock money. You do feel like a money manifestor. I'm in Costa Rica right now, even though my last job as a hospital pharmacy technician, I made $22 an hour. It's because I was not convinced that I needed to work harder to get more money. If I needed to work harder, I would have gone to nursing school or pharmacy school, right? Work harder, get the money. No, I was like, what's the easiest thing I could do? Let's become a house sitter. What's the easiest way? Okay? Listen, I'll be cracking myself up. If nobody else is laughing, I'm laughing. Let's get on to number 2. The number 2 way to feel like you are manifesting money in your life is to manifest time freedom and or location freedom. Work on having free time and being able to be wherever you want in the world. That is a rich lady feeling. I feel like a rich lady. I'm still at a point in my life where I need to make money to live. I don't have enough money to be able to live to the end of my days, right? My Vanguard account is like, keep working. Even though most of the work is done 3 months out of the year, my Vanguard account is like, do more of that, right? Keep doing that, okay? But what I do have is location freedom and time freedom. I can be where I want, when I want. That's rich lady feeling. I feel like a rich lady until I see a rich lady who also has like a yacht, right? Then I'm like, there are levels to rich lady feelings, right? Rich lady feelings come in tiers. I'm at A tier of rich lady living. I feel it. Seriously. Katrina texted me this morning and I thought she was about to say the sun. I thought maybe she was going to say the sun is up. Are we getting in the pool today? But she's doing something else. Because our time is ours. My time is mine. I got to charge well, let's see. Maybe I don't need to charge it. Let me just do one thing. My time is mine. And when something pops up in the world and I want to be there, I can be there. That's rich lady feeling. Once your basic needs are met, I think maybe, once your basic needs are met financially, I think maybe a lot of us could start focusing on time freedom, location freedom, right? How can I be where I want to be when I want to be there? Location freedom is probably the easiest first step, because even if you need to work, you could work from someplace beautiful, right? You could work from someplace with a pool. You could work from someplace with a mountain view. You could work from someplace with good coffee, right? So, remote work is often the first step to feeling like, oh, look at this. This is the life. Remote work is not just for a lot of people think that remote work is just for people in certain fields, but all fields have remote work. There are remote pharmacy technicians. There are pharmacy technicians who work for insurance companies, and they're everywhere, all over the world, right? There are remote, even though my job was to put capsule in container, seal vial, label vial, hand vial to pharmacist, right? That was my job. My job was to pull cap off needle, draw up meds, shoot meds into bag, seal bag, label bag, deliver bag, right? Even though I made IVs, there are pharmacy technicians who do that job, who do pharmacy tech work, a different type of pharmacy tech work on the phone, right? They do it on the phone. Having a remote job, freeing. It's step one. It's tier one of rich lady living. We're gonna listen. Rich lady living. I want to be in my rich lady era. If y'all don't know, if you can't tell, I want to live. I want to just be a rich lady. And number one, being able to be wherever you want, even if you still have to work. In Exodus Summit 2024, Libria Jones, the remote work queen, is coming to help you find truly remote work. You don't have to be a tech engineer. They're not called tech engineers. Computer engineer, are they called that nowadays? You don't have to work on computer stuff to have a fully remote job. You just need to have an employer who's like, yeah, fully remote. Okay? Libria Jones is teaching this in Exodus Summit 2024. Exodus Summit is the online conference that Rashida Dow and I co-created and co-host. This is the 5th year for Exodus Summit, and we help Black women move out of the country. Exodus Summit is Move Abroad School. If you think you could have a better life outside of your country and you're a Black woman, you should be at Exodus Summit, even if you don't yet think it's realistic for you. Because what happens in those sessions is those speakers break down those walls one at a time. Here's a remote job. Here's healthcare. Here's what you do about schooling your kids. Here's how you make sure your parents are well taken care of either while you're gone or when they come with you, right? Here's how you get a house sit. Here's how you get residency. They just break down the wall. Here's how you find an apartment, and here's how you apartment hunt in another country. Here's how you scout out some places. Break down those walls one at a time. Come to Exodus Summit if you're at all interested. Seriously, you don't have to believe that you could move abroad to come to Exodus Summit. And then move abroad. Move abroad, whether it's for a little while or for good. I love a snowbird. Listen, some of y'all live in Milwaukee. Some of y'all live in Chicago, Minnesota. Even if it's just every winter I leave. I leave my city every winter and I go abroad. Do that. On the reverse, some of y'all live in Phoenix. Where else is it bad in the summertime? Houston? New Orleans? Even if it's a few months, even if it's one season, every year for the winter, I leave. Every year for the summer, I leave. Exodus Summit will help get you there. Exodus Summit will help make this a real thing that you can do and that you are doing. There are women in this chat right now for whom Exodus Summit unlocked some things. Las Vegas, Erica said, y'all get out of Las Vegas in the summertime. We're not doing that anymore, okay? We're not doing that no more. Please and thank you, okay? Please and thank you. We're not doing that no more, okay? You can have a life that you think is not accessible if you convince yourself that it doesn't have to be hard, okay? And if you get some help, some support from people who are doing something similar. If you don't have to start from the beginning, like, How does one move abroad? Let me start from nothing. Okay? All right. Mira, I was thinking about Georgia, the country where they have snow and the beach. I crochet and winter motivates me more. Okay. If you like, listen, don't let me tell you what you like and don't like. You know what you like and don't like. I don't want to wear a coat, okay? You may love coats. Georgia, the country, is a place that Black people love, okay? I've probably talked to 5 or 6 or 7 Black women, Black people, because even I think Craig likes Georgia. Um, I've talked to a handful of Black people who have visited the country of Georgia and love it, adore it, because people treated them fine, right? People weren't all up in their grill, like, why are you here? And me mugging them and stuff. And because Georgia is just a small like a small packed country where you can surf and ski, right? And that's a thing that appeals to some people, having variety. The city is not very far from the mountains, and the mountains are not all that far from the beach. And Georgia is nicely priced, and I think they have a really solid residency visa plan, right? I think it's a place where it's not hard to get residency there. So if it's on your list, I hope you do what you need to do to get yourself there, okay? Because the Black people I know who've been there love it, okay? And I'm assuming you haven't been, but now that doesn't mean you haven't been. You didn't say you haven't been there. You just said you're thinking about it, okay? Okay. I'm not sure if whether you've been there or not. Anybody who wants Europe on their list, Georgia should be on your list. If you want Europe and you want a reasonable price, and by reasonable price, I mean really inexpensive. The country of Georgia should be on your list. Okay? Okay, thank you. All right, so manifesting time and location freedom. Come to Exodus Summit 2024 if you have no idea how to get a remote job. Okay, Libri gonna get you there. She's doing a regular session in the summit talking about how to find remote work. And then she's coming back for a workshop for everyone who has the all access pass where you're going to work beside her. It's a workshop where you're going to work with her. It's not just talking and slides, right? It's a workshop where you're going to work too. That's after the summit. The all access pass holders get the bonus sessions, and they're happening after the summit. Okay? Kemi Apple says, planning to take my kiddo out of Texas for the summers to either the Caribbean with nice beaches or south of the equator to cool down. Yes, that's a realistic life that women inside of the Exodus Summit community are doing, right? It's not, there was a time, and only 10 years ago, right? It was only 10 years ago where I thought you had to be wealthy, like wealthy to be able to live like that. And boom, I found out, no, it's really accessible, right? Throw in some house sitting and it's downright cheap, okay? So that's what we know. We know that there is more ease out there. There are easier ways to do things, and we share those things inside of Exodus Summit. I hope that you'll be there. Exodus Summit is online October 11th through 14th. The price goes up. October 10th is the last day at this price. And y'all know October 10th is next week. Okay? Exodus Summit is next week. Okay? It's time. Go ahead and get your tickets. Time to stop saying, I'll do it, and just go ahead and do it. You can go ahead and click over now. We've got 1,100 women registered right now. We're going to get much more than that. Our goal was 5,000. I don't know that we're going to get to 5,000, but we're going to get well beyond 1,100 based on past years. Everybody likes to wait till the last week. Okay? But you'll be in community with at least 1,100 other Black women who are working on these same things, right? Trying to knock down these same walls. The money wall, the kids, the spouse, the parents, the healthcare, the job, the language. How do I learn a language? All of us together working on these things. So I hope I'll see you at Exodus Summit 2024. It's our 5th year. Super exciting. Okay, so time freedom, location freedom are things that I think, good grief. Let me see what I can do about this. Are things that I think can make you feel like you're manifesting money, like you're a money manifestor. Make you feel like a rich lady. Okay, number three. Number three way to feel like you are manifesting money, like money is just, is to get a better bang for the buck. Make sure that the money that you do have goes so much further. Number one, better cost of living. Go to a place with a better cost of living. You know I'm pointing you out of the country. Okay, you know I have an agenda. Okay. You know I want you to leave the United States or Canada or the UK. Hello, friends. But yeah, if you go to a place with a better cost of living where you can have a better life on the same budget, you're just going to feel like you're printing money, right? When you go to a place where you can live on what you're currently paying just for your housing, your whole life can cost you what you're paying right now for your housing. Man, you're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel like money is just falling into your lap. How do you find out what a place's cost of living is? And what do I mean by lower cost of living? Let's answer those two questions right now. Thank you for asking them. We talked to Sandra, who is in Chiang Mai, Thailand. She's in a condo, not much different from the condo I'm in. I'm in a condo in, I don't know how much, I don't want to show you the kitchen because it's a mess. Katrina, if you're coming over for our kitchen's a mess. Ignore it. She's in a condo. She pays $350 per month for her condo in Thailand. Um, I think the people in Merida, Mexico are still paying around $500 a month for decent, nice accommodation. 600, $600 a month for accommodation. Rashida just did a full video. Let me link you to that. Rashida just did a full video on her channel. I think it's 10 places where people are living, Black women are living on less. I know Rwanda was in that video. I know Colombia was in that video. So let me give you that link. Copy, paste, copy. I can't copy and paste without saying the words copy and paste. I'm sorry. Paste, enter. All right, Black women are living on low budgets in these 10 countries. So this is information for you, okay? She did a video on the low budgets, and that was a longer video where she interviewed women about where they live and how much they live on. And now this is a recap video. Here's the countries. Zolani, Black, flourishing and free. Merida is more expensive now. So can a person go there if they need $750 a month to be their rent for 2 bedrooms, is that reasonable in Merida, Mexico? I don't know too much about Merida because, listen, I'm not doing it. It's too hot. You see how let me tell you what the temperature is in Costa Rica. You see how much I'm sweating just because the sun is right on me. But the temperature right now in San Jose, Costa Rica is 71 degrees. Can you imagine me in Merida when it's 188? No, you cannot, because I cannot. I cannot imagine. Let's see. If I was going to Mexico and budget was my first concern, and I was willing to speak a little Spanish, I would go to Guanajuato or Morelia. Morelia is a college town, and Guanajuato is a college town. And they both look very Mexico, right? They look so Mexico. I would go to Morelia or Guanajuato if I was okay speaking Spanish and I needed to be on a budget. If I needed less of a budget, so I would still go to Lisbon. Lisbon is not cheap, but things in Lisbon are cheaper, right? I'm in Costa Rica. I've told y'all many a time, I just paid $30 for a mascara in Costa Rica, for Maybelline mascara. There are things in Costa Rica that are very expensive. Costa Rica prices make me miss Lisbon prices. Restaurant prices, goods, services here are inexpensive. So it's not the services, but it's the goods and the restaurants and the food make me miss Lisbon prices, right? Looking at a menu and seeing €8 still in 2024. We were there in the spring. Still, you go to a restaurant, there are places where like a hamburger and fries, €8. I got everybody's tab. Okay. I'm gonna order something to take home, right? Costa Rica, it's not that. It's like 20 colones, which is $40, right? Food and some goods in Costa Rica are expensive. Okay. The Classy Hacker, 750, 2 bedrooms in Merida, probably unfurnished. Okay. Yeah, so there are places where you can lower your cost of living so significantly that you feel like, oh, I'm rich. Rich lady, okay? Rich lady step number two. Rich lady step number one, remote job, work from anywhere. Rich lady step number two, lower your cost of living significantly. Anything else I need to say about that? Skyscraper. I told a man I was moving to Lisbon, and he said, I'm not moving to a third world country to live cheap. I said, never talk to me again, dumbass. I say, here's my take on this. I say, let people believe other places are third world countries. First, who would even say that? But let them believe it, right? Keep, it's okay to, let's gatekeep. It's okay to gatekeep some places. I think it's too late to gatekeep Lisbon. I think the cat is out the bag. But there's still some people who don't know, right? There's still some people who don't know. Let them be there. Let them be that. It's okay to keep some stuff to yourself. All right? Better bang for your buck. Better cost of living. House sitting is step two to getting a better bang for your buck. If you like animals at all, if you're a friend to animals, and it doesn't have to be all animals, if you like cats, or you like dogs, or you like chickens, or you like horses, or you like fish, house sit. Be a house sitter. Get yourself some free accommodation. Okay? When you're out there swimming in them people's pool, using them people's high-end coffee makers, you're going to feel like a money manifester. Part of that is it's really nice to be in an environment when you know you want something for your life. If you want a country house, you want a yacht. It's nice to get yourself on a yacht sometimes, get yourself in a country house sometimes, right? If you want a city condo, get yourself in a city condo sometimes. So that's step one. But that's a part of it, right? But also part of it is just have it and don't pay for it. Have the thing and don't pay for the thing, right? You want a villa in Italy? House it in Italy. You don't pay for that. You get the free place to stay. House sitting is a way that it's probably the first thing that felt to me like, oh, this is manifestation. This is manifesting this experience, this life. Even though it's not my life forever, it's my life while I'm there. Okay, let me book that 3-week house sit. I'll be all up in them people's pool. I'll be like, if y'all didn't get your money's worth out of this pool, I got your money's worth out of this pool, right? Y'all too busy to use it. I will use it all. One place I've stayed in places with amazing coffee makers, and I'm like, oh, note to self. I want a DeLonghi cappuccino maker. Thank you, right? One lady, I told y'all, one lady, I don't know, maybe you don't know, but most people. One lady from the tap, I've stayed in places where from the tap, they have boiling hot water. I've stayed there. The little side sink, boiling hot water. One lady had seltzer water from the thing, from the tap. I'm like, oh, okay, rich lady. We living like a rich lady. Travel Spanish with Claire. Hola, Claire. I recommend house sitting. Of course, I'm teaching house sitting at Exodus Summit 2024. Get your tickets at exodussummit.com, okay? If you don't yet know, what happened? I lost it. If you don't yet know about house sitting or how to get started, come to Exodus Summit 2024, okay? Because that's what I'm teaching. That session alone is worth the full price ticket. If you're not house sitting right now and you come to Exodus Summit and you start house sitting, listen, I have given you thousands, that is me giving you thousands and thousands of dollars a year, right? If you're house sitting to save up money for your move abroad, right? Maybe you let your lease expire, whatever that word is, let your lease ends, and you house sit full time and you pocket the money that you were paying for rent so that you can move abroad, that I have given you thousands of dollars by teaching you how to house sit, right? Or maybe it's once you get to that country and you use house sitting to scout out different cities, different neighborhoods. You've gotten your money's worth from Exodus Summit 2024 times 10. Okay? Exodus Summit, I'm going to teach house sitting for those of you who want to use it as a tool to move abroad. Okay? And then also, it can just be like me. Right now, I'm in Costa Rica, but I plan to go to Las Vegas for that conference. And right now, I got alert set so that I can house sit after the conference. I don't yet have my ticket back. So I'm like, let me go and let me see if I can get a house sit so that I can stay here for a little while. It's November, so it's a nice time to be in Las Vegas, I think, better than summertime. And house sit and not pay for a hotel, right? The house sitting session, like every other session at Exodus Summit 2024, that session by itself is worth the full ticket. Okay? Can you bring your family members to house sit? Absolutely. People house sit as families. People leave the house as a family, and sometimes people come in and house sit as a family. All house sitting clients are different. Some will be like, yes. Some will be like, no, my dog doesn't like a lot of people or whatever. But yes, the answer is yes. Tanaj is here. Hi, Tanaj. And Tanaj and Tino, her husband, house sat together with their kid at times, right? Yes. And I think with the dog, who I be misgendering y'all's dog. Every time I type it, I'm like, I think that's a girl. And you'd be like, that's a boy. And then I'd be like, I think that's a boy. And you'd be like, that's a girl. Whatever it is, I get it wrong every time. But hello, friends. I hope y'all are doing good. Yes. Okay. Nicola Shawn. I house sat with my daughter and my dog. Okay. All right. So we'll see you at Exodus Summit. We'll see you at Exodus Summit 2024. Okay, get your tickets, exodussummit.com. Jazzy D just got her early bird t-shirt. The early bird all access pass holders got a t-shirt. Mine is on the way. Mine is supposed to arrive here at the condo on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm super excited. All right, good. If you post it, Jazzy, if you share it somewhere, tag us. Okay, tag Exodus Summit, tag me, tag Rashida. Okay, so that we can see it. Thank you. Because that's the only way we're going to see you in your t-shirts. Unless you come to the summit breakout sessions, the salons, we won't see you in your t-shirts. So yeah, show us, please. All of my house sits are with my adult daughter. Hey, Sister Deity. Yes, okay, so yes to that. House sit, that is a way that you get more bang for your buck. The membership to Trusted House Sitters, even the most expensive one is less than $250, I think, $250. And listen, I think it's like 149 something and 250. I think 149 and 249. I think that's how it goes. It's worth that, right? And so much more. So is your ticket to Exodus Summit. Worth that and so much more. Get a bit bigger bang for your buck. Better cost of living, house sitting, and getting coaching is a way to get a bigger bang for your buck. Paying someone to help you with something that you were going to struggle through or just not finish because it was hard, right? Instead, paying someone for their support, for their accountability, for their know-how, for their connections, for their network. Paying for that is a way to get a bigger bang for your buck over and over and over again in anything. This is not just in the move abroad space. So yes, in the move abroad space. If you want to move abroad, you should be at Exodus Summit because you're going to get so much more out of it than you're going to pay to get into it, right? If you learn how to avoid some rental scams, right, in that session, and you learn how to house sit, you learn how to get residency so you don't overstay your tourist visa, you're getting a much bigger bang for your buck. But this is in everything, in all things. Getting someone to help you, coach you through some stuff, it's going to feel like you're manifesting money because the hard way is also often the more expensive way. Doing things from scratch is often the more expensive thing. I coach women on YouTube and coaching things, right? How to start a YouTube channel, how to grow your coaching business. Before women come to coaching with me, they often spend thousands of dollars on a website that's useless, right? Spend money on an assistant or a social media person that's not helping them, right? Spend money on a video editor or a podcast editor who, not that, I'm not saying spending money on these things is wrong. I'm saying if you don't have a strategy, if you don't even have a marketing strategy, then paying someone to do these things for you is money down the drain, right? Whereas when you get coaching, when you get somebody who helps you map things out, when you get somebody who has a network and who can plug you into their network, you're getting more than your money's worth. Not just moving abroad, not just YouTube stuff, but in life. Paying someone to help you, paying someone who is ahead of you to help you with things gives you faster progress, gives you better results. You're going to feel like a money manifestor. Okay, so we've gone through more than half of this. All right, we're moving pretty quickly, so I guess I need to be paying more attention to the chat. Okay, how to feel like a money manifestor. Okay, if hard work does not equal more money, what does? Here's what does: unlearning that hard work equals more money. Okay, manifesting time freedom and location freedom, having time freedom and location freedom in your life, getting a better bang for your buck. These are the tools to that rich lady life, okay? Let's go. Let's see what's here. Gypsy's a girl. Okay, Gypsy. I always call her, I always be like, he's so cute. Well, I'm gonna get it right. Let me take a screenshot. Let me tell Gypsy I said hey. Okay. Let me take a screenshot. 'Cause every time, I know I get it wrong every time. Let's see. Geraldine Choice has her all access pass, early bird all access pass, and she's got her t-shirt on Thursday. Wish I'd gotten a medium, but small can work. Okay, I hope it can work. Just, my secret, see, you see the opposite of my secret today. My secret is if you wear your clothes a little too tight, you don't have to iron them. You see, this looks so wrinkled because it's not quite tight enough. When your t-shirts are a little too tight, you don't have to iron that stuff. Life hack. Yes, the summit is virtual. Exodus Summit is all online. Thank you for asking that. Hi, Mighty Pessimist. All online, October 11th through 14th, which is next weekend. Columbus Day weekend or Indigenous Peoples weekend is Exodus Summit weekend. Okay, get your tickets. If you get the weekend pass, you get replays through October. If you get the all access pass, you get the replays through September of next year. You get a lot of time with those replays. So you can go back over and over and over again. Yeah. Oh, this is a great idea, Azuda. Do a video on vetting coaches. I'll do that. Let me take another screenshot. Good idea. Because listen, Rashida and I separately have gone through it in trying to find coaches for our own selves, right? For our own businesses. All right. Fingers are crossed for Junket. Yeah, they're on their way. They're out in the world. They're out. If you're in the United States, I think you'll have it. Most people's shirts are like everybody's, yesterday, today, Monday. So I think so. My shirt's coming all the way to Costa Rica, and I'm gonna get it on. I think it said Tuesday or Wednesday. So you should get yours. It should be there. That was our plan. We wanted you to have your shirts before the summit, so you could wear them before the summit. Skyscraper wants to remind you that for house sitting, you don't necessarily need to take care of pets. There are house sits that are not pet sits. As a person who is cheap, I think if you're going to pay for the membership, I know enough women who have paid for the Trusted House Sitters membership and are house sitting and are not pet sitting. But I still feel like, are there enough non-pet sits out there? If I'm going to pay for a membership, I want to know that I'm going to get house sits. You know what I mean? I haven't seen not one of y'all post on Instagram. Y'all don't like me? Let me look. Let me look at my Instagram and see who tagged me. Maybe I just missed it. Let's see. 4 mentions. Not a t-shirt. Hi, Jewel. Not a t-shirt. No, y'all aren't tagging me on your t-shirt. If you wear if you post your picture on Instagram, tag me. You know I'm at Vicarious on Instagram. And Rashida is Sheeta D. And Exodus Summit is Exodus Summit. Please tag us. Even if you're, yeah, please tag us. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Sanaa Green, I heard about the accountability groups. How will these work with the summit? Good question. If you have your all access pass to Exodus Summit 2024, you have access to the breakout rooms during the summit. On Saturday and Sunday, 5:15 Eastern Time for 90 minutes, we go into breakout rooms, everyone with the all access pass. These breakout rooms are divided up however y'all decide, right? We have breakout rooms already based on location, some locations that people want to move to, based on some walls that people need to knock down. That's a little aggressive, but like I want to move, I'm moving abroad, but I need a remote job, or I'm moving abroad, but I need to declutter. I'm moving abroad, but I need to figure out my kids' school plan, right? So accountability groups break out in all those types of ways. You just come to the salons, we'll send out a list. Anyone with an all access pass can volunteer to host an accountability group. Host a salon, excuse me. Anyone with an all access pass can volunteer to host a salon, which just means I'm here and the doors are open. It doesn't mean I'm teaching, you're not selling, right? It's just I'm holding space for this group of people to come together and talk and be in community with one another. If you have an all access pass, you can request to be a salon host. And then once we'll send out a list of all the salons that are happening at the same time. You can go to as many as you want. You can go to one the whole time. You can go to one for 2 minutes each, right? Normally, inside of the salons, a Virgo, will say, let's keep in touch. Let's start a contact list. And so that somebody inside of the salon will start a contact list. Probably the host will start a list. Here's a contact list. And then someone will decide that they're going to take the next meeting time, right? Let's get together once a month, or let's get together every 3 weeks, or whatever, however y'all decide. Usually once a month. Let's get together once a month. It's really free form, free flowing, because it's not about teaching or selling or any of that. It's about community. It's about y'all talking to each other on Zoom, right? Get on a camera, get on Zoom and talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who is similar to you in some way, who has something in common with you, because y'all both want to move to Rwanda, or because both of you live in Pittsburgh, or because both of you have elementary school age kids, or college kids, or 40-year-old kids, who you need to plan for your move. Yeah, it's free form, it's community, it's connection. And it can be as long ongoing as y'all decide, right? So the 2021 accountability group, they met for, I asked them that. I know they met for over a year, because that summit was September or October 2021. And then we went to Cancun 2022 in July. So that was 9 months. And they were still meeting then. Y'all decide. It's, like I said, very free form. Did I answer your question, Sanaa? Let's see. I hope so. All right. What did we say? What number are we on? Y'all know how they are. Y'all know how they are. Let's get this organized. We're not just going to be doing whatever here. Let's organize this a little bit. Are you hosting Southern Rose C&D? Definitely a Virgo, also hosting. Okay, see? I know. Listen, I know. I know that we love to feel like we are so different. But there's a lot of similarities among people. A thing that has really helped me in life is recognizing patterns. And some of us have our patterns, right? Nobody's ever surprised when I tell them I'm a Cancer. They're never surprised. They're like, Right? We got our patterns. And them Virgos, they're like, no. Y'all not going to be doing this any kind of way, okay? Decent and in order. Please and thank you. All right. Yeah, the Playa del Carmen Accountability Group. It was so good to get to talk with some of them last weekend. But I mean, we didn't touch the surface on their successes, right? L- Laila is in Playa del Carmen right now, but this is her first go round in Playa del Carmen. She was in the accountability group, but girl, she went all over. She got residency in Turkey after the summit, got residency in Turkey, stayed, bopped all up and through Turkey forever, was always on a boat, was always out in the water on a boat. Is that the Mediterranean? Just living, right? They had amazing, amazing success stories because, in large part, they had somebody on their side, right? They had some people doing some research. They didn't have to do everything from scratch. Now, how do I move? How does one move abroad? They didn't have to do it all from scratch. They had community. And they had somebody to be like, I know it's scary. You can do it. Let's take one more step, right? That's what accountability groups have been to each other. YouTube challenge, probably late October. I would like to do the YouTube challenge again before I go to Las Vegas, but I don't know for sure. So let's go with probably late October. So get on the wait list at vicarious.com/challenge. Thank you. Okay, if you go to vicarious.com/challenge, you can get on the wait list for the next YouTube Success Challenge, which I believe will be late October because then I'll be going to Las Vegas in November for that conference. Or maybe early November, late October, early November. Let's go with that. Okay? That's all right. SLS forever. It's like I'm not one of those Virgos. No, not me. She said I would quietly moonwalk out of the room if you wanted me to organize something. An outlier, ladies and gentlemen, an outlier. Girl, I had one of my first accountability partners, Danielle. She was a Virgo. And she's why this YouTube channel exists. Danielle and Tiffany, we got together every month. We were accountability buddies back in must have been 2019, because I started the channel in 2019. We were just women who were growing our platforms. Danielle already had a podcast, but she was growing her podcast. Tiffany and I were starting our YouTube channels. Tiffany was hosting tours to Ghana and still hosts tours to Ghana. And we were accountability partners. And we met, I feel like we might have met every week for a while. And I'd be like, girl, I didn't do it. Stephanie, did you get your YouTube channel? Excuse me. Excuse me. Stephanie, did you get your YouTube channel started yet? No, I didn't do it. Stephanie, did you do it yet? No, I did not yet. Finally, I got so sick of telling them I didn't do it that I did it, right? That's what happened. Same with my house sitter school. Stephanie, have you made house sitter school yet? Have you at least started house sitter school? Everybody keeps asking you about house sitting every time you go talk somewhere. Did you do it? No, I didn't do it. No. Finally, I got so tired of telling them no that I did it, right? These things work. Accountability buddies work. Accountability buddies work. Moonwalk out the room. Okay. How are we doing in here? Oh, number 4. Let's go to number 4. The number 4 way that I and women who I know, who I've talked to, feel like money manifestors, right? Who feel like they have gone from money is the reason I can't do things to I got the money and I'm doing it, right? The number 4 way is to use your money for yourself. Some Black women friends are using them are saving and investing the money, but terrified of using the money for themselves. Sometimes we want to downplay our own needs and desires, downplay ourselves, right? Yeah, downplay our desires and our needs is enough. Um, and that can show up like, oh, I want to do it, but I don't have enough money. When, girl, you have a stash of cash. It's been a long time since I've done coaching calls in this space. I still do house sitter school once a month, but I don't do individual coaching calls. So it's been a while since I've had this revelation. But girl, I'll be talking to y'all, and then you'll be like, oh, I want to take a sabbatical, but I don't have the money. And then you'll be like, but I got 850,000 in this investment account. And then I have 2 rental properties, and I'll be like, girl, if you don't use that money to go to Thailand, what is going on here? It's okay to use your money on yourself. I think a lot of this legacy talk, when men talk about legacy, they often talk about money, right? About hoarding money for some reason. I don't know what that is. And I think that started to catch on with women. I'm gonna pick up a pattern, I think, even if I made up the pattern. But I think men used to see men always talking about legacy, legacy, legacy. And now you hear women talking about it in a way, I don't mean like Sandra is from Lack to Legacy. I don't mean, Sandra and I talked about this last week. I don't mean now you hear women talking about it in terms of hoarding money instead of like being a good person. When, when, when did being a good person no longer be a valuable legacy? Right? When did being a happy person no longer become a real thing that you would want people to say about you when you're gone? If your legacy is what people say about you when you're not there, when did it no longer become okay for your legacy to be like, she was awesome? Right? She was such a wonderful person, such a bright light. When y'all say that to me in this chat, oh man, I float. I float. When did it become only, I got to hoard money and keep money out of other people's hands for today so that I can give it to somebody tomorrow? When you're dead. When you're dead. One time my dad did give me and my brother some money. And he said, because I want to see y'all use it. I want to see y'all spend it. I promptly got on the phone and called my brother and I was like, I'm about to buy a whole bunch of Powerball tickets. Right? We partied on the phone that day. We had a little like celebration that day, and my dad did get to see me use that money in the real world. Um, what a legacy. My parents letting me live in their house. When I left in 2015 and came back and had to work for 3 months before I could leave again, I lived in their house. And anytime I go back home, anytime I go back to Delaware now, that's where I go. That's a legacy. This channel, my coaching business, Exodus Summit, in part stands on that foundation. That's a legacy, right? None of this would have happened if they had been like, you can't stay here, go get a job. Maybe. There's a chance I would have just go stay with somebody else. Tawana, what you doing? There's a chance I would have gone to stay with somebody else. But there's also a chance that I would have gotten a job and never become accountability buddies with Tiffany and Danielle, never started my YouTube channel. This is part of their legacy. So I'm back to use your money for you. Your legacy is more than the number of digits in your bank account when you die. That's probably the least, I don't want to say least valuable. Money has value as long as we say it does. At some point, the money won't have any value because we've decided that we're going to use a different financial system, right? As capitalism is a thing and it exists and whatever. But it's the least beneficial to you, I'll say. Dying with that money in your account is the least beneficial use of that money for you. It might be beneficial to somebody else, and it might not be. They might waste it, blow it, lose it. But you being a whole person, living a whole, joyful, happy, peaceful life, what a legacy. What a legacy. Whether you have kids or not. You don't even have to have kids for that legacy to have a far reach. People tell me all the time, oh, seeing you people use the term gave me permission. I'm okay with it. Some people get really upset by that term. But I understand what they mean. I understand what that means. They don't mean it literally. Most of the time. Sometimes they do, but most of the time. But seeing me be joyful, laughing on YouTube, doing dumb stuff, making mistakes. The other day during the live stream, I poured water in my lap. Did you see my live stream the other day, right? Gives people permission to be themselves, to know, to not have to be Miss Perfect. Seeing me living my life imperfectly and having fun gives other people permission to do that. You living your life for yourself, you using your money on you taking that sabbatical, you taking that trip, give it opens up the door for other people. Shines a light on something they didn't even know existed, right? That's a legacy. That's a legacy. Okay? Use your money for you. Your legacy can be other things. Okay? How are we doing with this? Tiana Hercules, hi. Being free and joyous is the legacy I will leave for my children. What more? Like, it's what more? What more? What better? Can you imagine the difference between children of whole, healed, happy people for generations? What generationally that does versus the children of striving, struggling, not financially, but up in here and every other way struggling, right? Maybe you're not, maybe, yeah. What is the difference? It's big. It's a big difference. Yeah. So money is a real thing. I'm not, I really don't believe money is real, but I feel like I have to say it. Okay. Money is a real thing for most of you. Um, but it's not the only thing. It's not why we were here, put here. And so it shouldn't be the focus of your legacy. I think that's kind of small. I think it's kind of small of men to have done that. My mom said a long time ago, because men can't give birth, they don't have the same amount of like empathy for people. I don't know if that's true, but they really have messed things up. They really do believe that money and hoarding money is what they were put on this earth to do. But I think women know that's not the case, but we also are falling into those traps. I talked the other day, I shared a couple of things on Instagram the other day, comments that people send to me, and I said, don't be mad at me. Okay, we're friends. Don't be mad at me. We are friends, everybody, okay? But what I had said on the Instagram was that Black women are sometimes starting to, white people are rubbing off on us, okay? White people are rubbing off on us. And sometimes we're starting to act a little more white womanish in my comments. And that's why I do this work. Because listen, I want y'all to get up out of there. Get up away from them people. They're not good people and they're rubbing off on you. One of the comments was that I talk too much and my videos are too long. And one of the comments was that my hair was childish. I was at the pool. It was a picture of me at the pool with my hair in 2-strand twists. And I mean, I looked so happy. I love that picture of me. My head was chopped off. I just happened to snap it, right? My head was chopped. It wasn't even a really good, well-composed photo. I just looked really happy. And the comment was, I wish you would get a grown-up hairstyle, right? And what I said to her reply, it took me a while to reply. And what I said was, when people see you happy and the first thing they want to do is criticize you, that's not love and that's not care. Because she said something about she loves me, right? That's not love and that's not how people show love for you. So if people are doing that to you, you need to get up out of that place, get in community with other people. And that's why Exodus Summit exists, right? If them white people are rubbing off on you like that, that's why this stuff exists. Because that's not the Black women I know. I made a video one year right before my birthday about Black women, about like some of the Black women in my life and how they have been so freaking amazing to me over and over and over and over again. And so that's not what I know about Black women. I know that you're not supposed to say that we're one thing. And Black women are not one thing, but we're not that. We're not, I see you looking happy, let me knock you down a little bit. That's not us. I know enough Black women to know that, okay? I've talked to enough Black women to know that. That's them white people rubbing off on you. Lift yourself up out of there. Save yourself. Reconnect with yourself, the real you. I believe that. The good news is, so don't, I posted it, but some friends got a little overworked. I posted it because in part, one of the reasons I posted that is because it's what Exodus Summit is about. It's about lifting us out of the toxic situation we're in and moving us to peace. It's real. It's real. But it's also about, but I also posted it because those are things that I'm not self-conscious about. Those are not anxieties or worries of mine, right? You know how I feel. You've seen my, I told you how good my hair looked today, but you've also seen me on days when you're like, she must be going through something. My hair is not a thing that I feel some type of way about, but what if it was? Right? Now, gray hair is a thing that I feel some feelings about, and I've talked about that at length, right? What if it was that? What if you did poke that thing in me that really hurt? I'm a human person and I'm a Cancer. I'm so sensitive. What if you poke the thing that did hurt? That's very white womanish, right? That's very white woman behavior. If you find yourself criticizing people who, on their best day. I mean, what a good day we had. Katrina and I, she just was like, sun's out. And I was like, girl, come over. Get in the pool. She has a pool at her condo and she's not very far. But I was like, come over here. Come to our pool, right? Um, what a good day. If your reaction is poke that, knock them down just a little bit. That's some white people rubbing off on you. Lift yourself up out of there. I promise you. You can take a sabbatical from them. Take a sabbatical from them. So, so that you can reset, recalibrate, get back to you. Dr. Tama calls it homecoming. Come home to yourself. I believe in that, right? Being out of the United States has really, really given me, has really shown me myself. I got to meet myself by being in a place where I feel secure and safe, by being in a place where I feel human, by being in a place where I feel connected and in community. I believe that for me and for you. Too many of us, hi Josette, too many of us who equate self-esteem with proximity to whiteness. Yes. Yes, that's a bigger battle that I'm not willing to fight. I'm not willing to help people. If if you are still a grown-up, most of the women here are grown-ups. If you are still a grown-up and you have not yet been, if you have not yet done any of the work to unlearn that, right? To unlearn, to at least examine white supremacy's role in your life, or yeah, if you've not done that work, listen, girl, you're not gonna like me. You're not gonna like me because I'm operating under some assumptions, right? I'm assuming that we already have addressed some of this stuff, right? Matured Erica De Niro TV. Yeah, take a sabbatical from that. You can take a sabbatical from those the white supremacist ideologies. You can take a sabbatical from American capitalism, right? And consumerism. Go to another place where they don't do that. You can take a sabbatical from that not lone ranger, what do they call it? The the rugged individualist stuff, the idea that you're supposed to do it all. You could take a sabbatical from it. Good news is you're probably not going to return to it, right? You could take a sabbatical from it and then rework your life so that you never have to be fully immersed in it ever again. Yeah, Dr. Thema, Thema. She has a podcast. She's all over the internet. Dr. Thema. Yes, homecoming. Come home to yourself. She's in there. There's a you in there, right? She's just buried underneath. She's in a toxic environment, literally. She's in a toxic environment. And so she can't be herself. Pick yourself up out of that space and put yourself in a better place. You deserve it. I don't care if it's for 3 weeks or 3 months or 3 decades. If it starts with 3 weeks, the next time, hopefully, it'll be 3 months. And then the next time, it'll be 3 years. Okay? But start where you can. Get yourself out of that place. It's not good for you. Go where you can. Detox from them. I mean that. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's so nice down here. I'm in Costa Rica. I hardly leave the house, first of all. But when I do leave the house still, I'd hardly run into Americans, white Americans. Whereas other places that I've spent a lot of time, when I would go someplace, there they are. Like Lake Chapala, Mexico, for example. Lake Chapala, Mexico is really pretty. It's cute. It's cute. It's Mexico, right? It's cute. And some people still ride horses around town and whatever. But there's so many white American people there. And so they be acting like themselves wherever they go. But down here, I don't run into them. In the airport, every time we land in the airport, every time I've landed here, there's been more and more. The balance has been out, it's been out of balance. More and more American white people coming every time I get here. But going about my day, going to the Mas Pormenos grocery store, right? That's about all I do. Going to the grocery store, I don't see them. I don't have to live the life that you have to live when you live around those people. When you live around American white people, you don't realize how much of your energy goes towards making sure that they don't feel any kind of way, right? Making sure they don't have a reason to call the police, making sure they don't have a reason to raise their voices, right? They're like deer. It's like driving around a night road when you know there's deer. That's what it's like living in America. It's driving at night when you know there's deer around, and you've got to be on guard. You've got to watch out, because at any second, crash your car, okay? Your car is no more. At any second, then white people can come and do catastrophic damage to you. That is life in the United States. And that's life. I don't live here in Costa Rica. That's the life. Rashida does not live in Mexico City, right? There's white people there, but you can go to places where you don't have to be around them. And it's nice, and I recommend it. I recommend it for all of us. You don't know how on guard you are and how tensed up you are until you get away from it, until you leave it. Then you're like, oh, because girl, listen, I am vain, and I look in mirrors and I look at my reflection all the time. I am a reflection looker. If we are in a restaurant and there's a mirror behind you, girl, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking in the mirror. Okay, that's me. Okay, so when I walk down the street, I have a habit of looking in windows, looking in cars. In the United States, I've had to teach myself not to do that. You can't be walking down this street, you don't know these people looking in these cars. That's going to be the end of you. So much of myself I've had to suppress. Down here, I'll just be looking. It's true. Your life as a Black person in the United States is driving down a dark road when you know there's deer. You might not have any problems, but you're tensed up. You might pass a deer, and that deer might stay perfectly still, but you're scared. You're worried, you're nervous. And then before you know it, totaled. Your life can be totaled. In case you can't tell, I grew up around white people. Some of you did not grow up around white people, and it's a different kind of experience. I think a lot of, more compartmentalization, but I did. It takes a moment. And I don't have to live like that. You don't have to live like that. It's really nice down here. I don't deal with that down here. It's really nice. Tense all the time is not how we're supposed to live. right? Rashida said this on her channel. She didn't realize you could poop every day. Right? She didn't realize people pooped every day because she was so tense, so tight, on edge. What's that doing to you? What are the long-term effects? I'm not a scientist, but scientists have lately been putting out quite a few reports on the long-term effects of living like this for Black people. Spoiler alert, it's bad. It's bad for us. Okay? So when I post something and I say leave the country, I mean it. We were just in Black Enterprise yesterday. Rashida and I were in Black Enterprise yesterday, congratulating us. Thank you. Glass half full. Thank you very much. And Tiana Hercules, thank you very much. Yeah, we were just in Black Enterprise. And of course, and I shared it, and of course, some of the comments are, this is exactly what the article headline. Let me drop the link. Okay. I did it without saying copy and paste. Did you hear? Did you see that? I think look at me. Coming home to myself. The headline is fearing backlash over Kamala Harris presidency. Some Black women prepare to leave America, right? And it's an article about how Exodus Summit helps Black women leave the United States for a better life, whether it's long-term or short-term. Because we don't expect these people to be good. We don't expect things to be smooth and harmonious. Okay? Not in November, not in January, not next November, not a random May. Okay? We don't expect things to be harmonious. So, some of the comments were like, of course, you can't leave here. And so my reply was just simply, where in the United States, serious question, where in the United States do you live that you're not bracing for January? I asked that question to two different people, and they both were like, oh, no, I'm preparing for it. Like, girl, that's the whole point. If you live in a place where you have to prepare yourself to go out and encounter these people, maybe you should take some time and not be around those people. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. No matter what, there's no outcome. So then she quoted Michelle Obama saying something about we cannot be prepared for the worst. We can't prepare for the worst. What was the quote? And I'm like, well, girl, we've already seen the worst. We've seen a version of the worst. And you're already saying you're preparing for it. We can't expect the worst. That quote was taken out of context because I'm pretty sure the Obamas are not going to be all up and around white people in November, in October. Don't you think they're going to be in Hawaii? You don't think the Obamas are not going to be on the mainland United States? Them and their Secret Service are going to be out. Now, Hawaii is the United States, but they're not going to be around all these white people over here. You think they will? So quoting Michelle Obama is not helping. Quoting Michelle Obama is not helpful because Michelle Obama is not going to be in your city on Inauguration Day or Election Day. They may have to come for the inauguration. I'm not sure what the rules are. They may have to come for the inauguration, but they're not going to want to. And they're going to have Secret Service around them. Girl, what do you mean we can't expect the worst? We can expect what we've already seen. We've already seen. We already know. Okay? You can vote and. You'll see that. You can vote and go. Why wouldn't you? We just, on the Exodus Summit Instagram, we just shared a piece of an interview. We interviewed some of the husbands of Exodus Summit a few weeks ago. And we just shared a clip where Herman talked about being in Mexico with his son, walking outside late at night, and how relaxed and at ease his son was. He's a teenager. I don't know if Tanika's here. I don't remember how old he is, but how relaxed he was. And the son even mentioned it, how he was just, he said his shoulders were down, right? So I, I don't think, I, so I don't think it does, some things don't seem that alarmist, but they might sound alarmist, but it's reality. I don't think it's alarmist. That's what people are saying, that we're being alarmist. But I want to know, where do you live that this is alarmist? Where do you live that you expect things to be peaceful? Serious question. Where do you live that you expect no problems? Where do you live that you're not preparing for election week and for the inauguration? Serious question. Tell us, okay? Stop gatekeeping. If there's a place, if there is a utopia in the country, tell us. I don't think it exists. I think we leave. That's all I'm saying. Right? Dr. O, you make your plan. They're making a plan. They're making their plans, okay? They're making their plans. They got cameras, they got guards, they got ammunition. The Obamas are making their plans. Right? Make your plan. That's all I'm saying. That doesn't seem alarmist to me, because I think I have an idea of what the country is. Maybe if you don't have an idea of what those people are, that's why I seriously asked that question. Where do you live that you don't have to feel on guard during this particular time in history? Where do you live? Maybe there is a place. Right? We love Michelle Obama. I love her. I've read 2 of her books. I love Michelle Obama. Okay? But girl, she's not, that quote was out of place. I'm pretty sure that quote was not about this election. Okay? That quote was misquoted. Okay? Yes. Yeah, Southern Rose Tia D. She thought black excellence was going to silence me. Yeah, she don't know. I am on the war path against black excellence, girl. I'm not. That's not gonna work on me. Yeah, TJ, I planned my Mexico trip until January 18th, may extend past Inauguration Day. I recommend it. Like, seriously, I recommend it. I can't imagine that you're going to feel, no, even if your city is perfectly quiet, I can't imagine you feeling peaceful on that day. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine any black person feeling like, let me go to the grocery store, go get some coffee, go to the market. If you want to feel good, which is the point, I think, of life, if you want to feel good, that's what I would recommend. I'm not going to be there. I fly in for the conference. I'm going to go to Delaware first. I actually haven't bought my tickets yet, and time is ticking. I'm going to go to Delaware, and then the conference, and then I'll be here in Costa Rica. Catch me down here. Catch me down here. Tiana says it was such a good segment with the husbands. If you have friends, if you haven't seen us talk to the husbands of Exodus Summit, go ahead and watch that video. It was really good. Rashida and I, being single people, sometimes makes other people think that Exodus Summit is not for them if they're not single people, if they have children, if they have spouses, if they have whatever. But that's not the case. Many, many, many women here have husbands, and then we meet y'all in person. We're like, oh, you got a husband. Oops, I hope something I said didn't really upset you, right? We, we, what we find is sometimes the husband is the one who brings the family into Exodus Summit. The husband introduces the wife to Exodus Summit. We've seen that a couple of different times, that the husband is like, we got to do something else. And so that video with the husbands of Exodus Summit was really fun and really good. I'm talking and trying to get the link together. The husbands of Exodus Summit, copy. Where we at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Paste. My computer is it's against me. I know, I don't mean to say that, computer. We're friends. I don't want you to catch hard feelings. Husbands of Exodus Summit. Okay? Watch it. Some of the men in there were the ones who found out about Exodus Summit and introduced their wives. But most of them, I think the wives introduced them to Exodus Summit. All of them are either out of the country already, you're welcome, or on their way. Herman and Danica, her H&D are on their way. We talked to Gene. He and Andrea live in Coimbra, Portugal. Lamar and Angela. Angela, I think, was here earlier. Angela, they live in Querétaro, Mexico. Rick from Our Black Utopia. Halisi and Rick live in Lisbon, Portugal. You're welcome. We take the credit. Yes, so watch that video. If you have a husband, a spouse, a partner, and one of you is, well, not just if one of you is not with it and the other one is, watch that video. But also just watch it. You don't have to be in that situation. You'll enjoy it. It was fun. I'm going to Author Nation in Las Vegas. It's an author conference. Okay. I'm not experiencing a rich lifestyle currently. I think this is a rich lady lifestyle. You're not experiencing a rich lifestyle. Don't expect to have one once the election is over. Yeah. People are going to be the same people, right? I call him Governor Waltz. I know that's not his last name, it's Walls, right? He was the governor in Minnesota for three of the most egregious and most publicized police killings of people that we know of, right? Having nice and friendly people at the top doesn't change the people, all the other people you come in contact with, right? The police in Minnesota killed that white woman for hitting the trunk of the car. Right? That's not, I don't, is it going to change the way that you have to interact and engage in the world? I don't know. You know my solution. Pick up and go. Go someplace else. Okay, did we finish my list? Ways to feel like a money manifestor. Unlearn that hard work equals more money. Get time and location freedom. Get a better bang for your buck. House sitting, go someplace with a better cost of living, get coaching to help you speed things up. Okay. Number 4 was use your money for you. Use your money for you. That's how we got into the legacy talk. Use your money for you. Your legacy is not your money. Your money does not have to be your legacy. Number 5, how to feel like a money manifestor, or how to feel like you have more than you need. You have what you need. How to feel like money isn't the reason you can't do XYZ, whatever your XYZ is to get clear on what the point of the money was in the first place. What was the end that you wanted the money to give you? And how can you give yourself that end now? Are you working and working and working so that you can have the money to retire and have free time? Maybe if you worked less, you would have free time now. If the end isn't riches, then working more and making more money is not the only way to get it. If the end is not riches, then more money isn't the only way to get that end result. If the end result that you want is security, right? You want to feel secure. If the end result is you want some peace, some free time, if the end result is you want to travel, more money isn't the only way to get those things, right? I just told you about house sitting. I house sat in Mexico one time for 6 months, I believe, on less. I had $3,000 when I left, and I still had money when I came back. 6 months, $3,000 house sitting, right? So that means could have been a full year where I only needed to make $6,000 to be able to eat and have transportation where I needed to go, hang out with some friends every now and then. Because I actually did have friends in Mexico, in Lake Chapala. They were old, they were old ladies, but we were friends, right? $6,000. So if $6,000 could last you for a full year, then why do you need to work to make so much money when the end result is you just want to be able to sit by the pool, have coffee with your friends? You can live like a retiree today. I am doing it. I am a witness. You can live like a retiree right now. Thank you. Okay, so what is the point of the money? If you are working on money, okay, do you know what you're even getting the money together to do? What do you even want that money to do for you? And can you do those things for yourself now in a different way, maybe, without having to focus your life, your good years on money, on making more money? I believe in making more money. Okay. I'm not saying, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Some people are new. I believe in making more money. I make more money, right? I was a pharmacy technician. I made $22 an hour. And I believe the second full year of this YouTube channel, I made more money from YouTube than I made as a pharmacy technician. Less, less work, easier work, right? I believe in making more money. But what is the point of making more money if you don't know what the point of the money is? Because there's never going to be like oh, this is enough. I got all the money I ever need. No, but we've not seen people hit that number. That number doesn't exist. There's no such money, no such number. So what is the point of the money? What do you want that money to give you? What do you want that money to give you? And can you get some of that now? Can you get that now? Yeah, so now I know, I just, everyone knows that I'm working right now. Exodus Summit season, I'm working, right? But I also have a lot of the things that retirees have. I have time freedom. I have location freedom. I can be where I want, when I want. That's what I mean by live like a retiree. Because seriously, Katrina, it was about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock on a work day, a day that I needed to do some work. We were like, oh, the sun's out. Let's go lay by the pool. We opened up champagne, opened up some sparkling. I still have a little bit left in there. Opened up a little sparkling wine. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I think the sun went behind the building at noon, a little bit after noon, right? Ain't nobody out there but a family, a woman with some small kids, and a retired man. Right? That's what I mean by living like a retiree. My time is mine. So know what is the point of the money? What do you want that money to give you? If you get those things, you're going to feel like the money is just a superfluous. Get those things. But you have to know what you want for the money. We're just told we're supposed to be earning money. We're supposed to be hoarding money, but we're not told that the money is to go towards the things that you want in your life. The money is just a tool to pay for the stuff you want in your life. But if you don't know what you want, then what's the point of the money? Get clear on what you want for yourself. Sure, make money to get those things, but also get those things before you get the money. I don't have yacht money, but I sure did spend time on a yacht. I don't have money for a house with a pool, but I spend a lot of time on houses and pools. Right? Get that stuff you want even before you get the money for it. But you don't know that until you know what you want. One of the best parts of my life is that when I wake up, I just get my cup of coffee with my vanilla extract, and I just sit. My mornings, I just sit. There was a time a few weeks ago when I would get up and go work out, go run. I'm off schedule with that. But like having that more, like this is my time, my favorite time of day, doing my favorite things, drinking coffee, maybe get in the swimming pool, right? And people think I should give it up. Not here, but there are people out in the world who think you should give that up to get a real job and make real money. So that at 65, I can get up when I want, have a slow morning, drink my coffee, get in the pool, right? How can you get some of that stuff now? That's life. That's my recommendation. That is how you feel like I am manifesting money. Is some of it is really about putting money in its place. Put that money in its place. It's not supposed to be the driver. It's just supposed to give you some results. But if you don't know what the results are, it will drive you to the ground. Chasing after money will drive you into the ground. Yeah, Mildred, rich people have been saying for decades, spend other people's money. What better way to live than enjoy other people's assets? Yeah. I tell them all the time, I'll be like, girl, I got your money's worth in this swimming pool. Okay, girl. I tell them that all the time. And it's true. They're so busy. I stayed in that family's house in Tampa. I got there before they left. She was nervous about one of the dogs. And so she was nervous that one of the dogs was going to be, the housekeeper is afraid of one of the dogs. And so she was afraid that Meadow was going to be a little aggressive. So she had me come a whole day early, a whole day, not just a few hours, like not just the morning, the night before, but like I was there the whole day. Meadow loved me because I'm a good person and dogs know that. And so I saw the man went into the office. He had a sign. The office was downstairs. And he had a sign that said, Dad is working. Do not knock. Right? He was some sort of trader or investor. He ran like a hedge fund. He ran a fund. I Googled him. He ran some sort of fund. And they had four kids, 3 or 4 kids, and the wife's sister came by. Every single person came and knocked on that door, even though the sign said, "Do not knock on this door." Every single person came and knocked on that door. But when they knocked, he was really he was not like, "Go away," right? He stopped and he talked. Even the youngest was like a middle school aged kid, and the little kid came. I could see, I was in the kitchen. The kid came in the office. He hugged the kid when the kid came in the office, right? Even though they live in the same house, he just saw that child that morning, right? Then he went around and got everybody's lunch order and ordered delivery lunch. And I'm like, I think he would prefer, I don't know that man, but I think he would prefer to work a whole lot less and have more time with these people. This big old house and this pool, they don't even use them. They're not using the big house. They're not using the pool. I think each one of these people has made it clear that they want him, right? They want time with him. They're knocking on the door to get his attention. And he's working for the big house and the pool and the cars. That's a real simplification of people's lives. I understand that. I'm just saying that's how I look at things. That's an approach. That's how I look at things. What if they had a smaller house and they had a neighborhood pool and they spent more time together? Now, they took an amazing trip. They took a trip to Hawaii and they took other people. They took a couple of the kids' friends, right? Which, okay, that's a different level of rich lady life. but that's how everybody has a different approach to things. And so maybe his plan was to retire in 3 or 4 years. I hope, right? But the things that you're working for, do you have access to them now? How can you get them? How can you use them for yourself? Marilyn says the chat is full of affirmations. I'll be rewatching and writing down her top 10. Okay, good. Good, good. This is a wonderful community. The women here are amazing. Okay, good, good. Yes, money is a tool. It's not the end. Capitalism tells you that money is the end goal. It's not the end goal. It's the tool to get some things. And maybe some things that you could get today without the money. Maybe some things you could get without the money. Tempa's Creek, Homestead, and more. I'm 48, literally broke, trying to find myself. So grateful to have someone positive in my life now that I can listen to. I hope I hope that you, so I did a video not too long ago on what I would do if I needed money today. If I needed things right now, right? If I needed a place to stay, I would get to house sitting. If I needed a job, let me find that video. If things are urgent, right? If things are urgent, now all of a sudden my computer is really slow. I think it was if I was starting over today. I think that was, oh, actually, is that about jobs? Now I'm not sure what that video is about. It's called If I Was Starting Over Today. Let me find it. And then also let me point you to Libria Jones, who is the remote work queen. She's speaking at Exodus Summit, and she does help Black women get remote work and get remote work quickly. So if these are things that are helpful, then let me point you to them, okay? So if starting, oh, come on, computer, don't do that to me. That's what I get for not saying copy and paste. Now I don't know how to do it. Eh, eh, eh. Okay? You didn't ask for any advice, but I'd like to point you to a couple of things if I could. Okay, so I did a video on if I was starting over today, but now that I think about it, I'm not sure that that video was actually on money things. And then I want to point you to Libria Jones's YouTube channel. Libria is giving away a ticket to Exodus Summit, as a matter of fact. Point you to her YouTube channel where she helps Black women find remote work. Some women in this community. Okay? I think my video was less about, this is Libria's YouTube channel. I think my video, now that I think about it, I think my video was less about finding work and more about reimagining what things could look like, right? How do I go into the next job, not repeating the cycles of the old job, I think. Okay, Uber driver, despise it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes. See if you're interested in remote work, see if Libria can get you on track. I know that she can. Listen, I know that she can. Libria is so good at helping you see your skill set instead of a job title. A lot of us often, when we start looking, especially when you look for remote work, you think remote work is impossible because I'm an Uber driver or whatever. Instead, look at what your skill set is. What are the things that you know that people are hiring for remote work? That is Libria's specialty. That is a special thing that she does. She's really, 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 really good. And quite a few women here have been able to find remote work or contract work because Libria has given them a new approach to it. And tools. She uses a lot of AI tools that make things a lot easier and faster. Mara's saying you can teach on Cambly without a TEFL certification and to start. I didn't know that until last week. Yes. So if you're a native English speaker, you can tutor people online in English. Cambly, I did it. That was one of the ways that if I needed a little extra $30, $40 this week, that's the thing that I did. Cambly is a platform for native English speakers to tutor other people in English. I did a video on it, but it's probably 3 or 4 years old now, so I don't know if it's up to date, but yes. Thanks, Mara. All right, don't even know how to start over. AJP, I have a super easy 6-figure job, but I hate having to always go to work and make the employer money sitting in a cubicle, and I'm so over it. I don't even know how to start over. So I think you would enjoy coming to Exodus Summit because one session is on negotiating remote work with your employer or negotiating a leave of absence from your employer, right? If it's a super easy job, maybe you just need some leaves of absence, right? You need a block here where you don't work, and then you come back to it. If a leave of absence or them saying you can work remotely, go ahead and go to Mexico, go ahead and go to Portugal, go ahead and go to Spain, go ahead and go to someplace else. I can't think of any other country. Go ahead and go to Malaysia. All right, go ahead and go to Australia. If that would make things better for you, then come to Exodus Summit. Between that session on negotiating remote or leave of absence with your current employer and Libria's session on finding a better remote job, if it's just being in the if it's just being in that cubicle, I think those two sessions are going to be super helpful for you. Two different approaches to solving the same problem. I don't want to be here. The job is fine, but I don't want to be here, physically here. I hope you'll be there. ExodusSummit.com. Exodus Summit 2024 is online October 11th through 14th. ExodusSummit.com. Yeah. Leaves of absence are a real thing that people take, right? There are people who actually don't lose their job. They go, leave, I'm going to be gone for 12 weeks or 24 weeks or whatever. They take that leave of absence and they come back. Not all employers are into it, okay? But Frances is an HR exec, and she can teach you how to position yourself to be more likely to get a yes, right? How to approach this to be more likely to get a yes. Ain't no guarantee, okay? But how to be more likely for the, how to position it so that they at least can see the benefit, right? Um, okay, right. Originally, my plan was to just quit over and over again because I worked in hospitals. A pharmacy technician who can work in a hospital and can work night shift with military experience, I mean, I could get hired like that. So my plan was just, okay, when I'm done, I'm gonna quit this job, go travel some more, come back, get another job. Quit that job, travel some more, come back, get another job. That was my original plan. I didn't have to do that. Turns out I only had to do that once. But that was my original plan, right? Leave, be gone as long as the money will let me, and then come back and get another job. JG, I'm about to do some FMLA since Dell did us dirty. Coming back to the office every day with 1 business day's notice. 1 business day's notice? So this is how you know, this is how you know the country is out to get you. There are no other countries on the level that the United States thinks it's on. There are no countries on that level that would do that to its people, right? Workers have rights. And in these other countries, workers' rights are protected. There's no other place that would be like, sure, you said it was a remote job. It was on Twitter, somebody the other day, they were hired for a remote position. Hired for a remote position. And the CEO is like, come to work. You got to come into the office. And workers have no rights and no recourse here or there. I'm not there. You're in the United States. Some of you, I'm not. Okay. Workers have no recourse. There are those other countries that the United States thinks it's on the level with or even superior to. Those countries have more protections for their workers. They don't do that kind of stuff. They would never. Could never. On hiatus. T. Jones, I'm on hiatus, sabbatical, stress leave. Okay. Now working on my mental health. Good. Pouring from an empty cup did a number on me. I'm so glad you're on leave. I'm so glad. Was that a leave that, like through FMLA or through your doctor? I'm glad that you're on leave, and I hope that you are resting and doing what you need to do to be recharged or more. Rest, and recharge. Is that what we want to do? I think so. JG said people with kids had Friday to get daycare set up. They're not good people. Okay. Those people, the United States, they're not good people. They're not good people. There's a lack of humanity among. There is something different. Once I went to Australia. Here's why. Here's a reason I don't like Australia. A man in Australia tried to explain to me how Aboriginal people are a different type of human than Homo sapiens. They're not Homo sapiens. They're something else. And I'm like, your lack of empathy and humanity proves that you're not a human. You're something else, right? That is my opinion of American white people, especially these American white people who are the descendants of the white people who came to enslave, to massacre, to steal, right? It's been bred in them. And there is a lack of empathy, a lack of humanity, a lack of actual decency that's been bred into them over generations. That's why I don't want to live with them. Because it's in the genes, it's in the DNA. What the cruelty, Alicia said, that's so cruel. The cruelty is in there, it's inside. So I don't I don't see it's in them. It's in there. Okay. Oh, Mo Rivera said in China we had 2 and 2.5 hour lunch breaks. Really? Wow. Who knew? China, right? China, the place that the United States is convinced is the worst. Now, I'm not going to China. Don't worry. I don't think I would enjoy China personally. But the place the United States is convinced is so beneath them. Get a 2.5 hour lunch break. All right, all right, all right. How did we do? Did we even make it through number 5? What's the point of the money? We did make it through number 5. What is the point of the money? The way to stop to Hi Rashida. The way to feeling like a money manifester is to understand what is the point of the money to begin with. What do I want the money for? And how do I get that now? How do I get that even before the money? Maybe you keep earning the money. Maybe you do. But how do I get those things that I want, those feelings that I want, those experiences that I want? How do I get them now? Okay. For me, it's been leaving the United States of America. For me, it's been leaving the country, being in a place where I have the feelings that I thought I was going to have to wait until retirement for. Right. And I do still work. So, right. So the comment earlier about you still work, I do still work. I talk about living like a retiree in a lot of aspects of my life, but I do still need to work to earn money. But I'm very clear on what that money is for. And I'm getting myself those things now. Right. If the money is so that I can wake up, look out the window, open up the windows, hear the birds chirping, drink my coffee, read a book, go for a walk or get in the pool. Why should I have to wait until retirement to do that? Do it now. Being clear on what the money is supposed to do will help clear up the fact that for some of those things, not everything, but for some of that, you can get some of that now. Get some of it now. Okay? Get some of it now. Because who knows? Things may really change. I've talked before about how I regretted not going to Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka had a real economic and political collapse, right? And I missed that version of Sri Lanka. Now, Katrina went to Sri Lanka recently, and she said it's all good, right? It's recovered. But things change and places change, people change. So some of that stuff that you're working for, get some of that now. Thank you, Ms. Yetta B1. My hair, I love my hair. Thank you. I was like, oh, this is a really good hair day. This is a really good day. All right. Okay, friends, I think we covered it. Thank you, friends, for the super chat. So here I have a Patreon community that I don't talk about enough. Okay. I have a Patreon community where, oh, Tina, look at this. Tina, I hope you're still here. I wish I had looked in the super chat earlier. I hope you're still here. Um, So let me forget about, okay, so I have a Patreon. I'll link to it in the description. We use that money to send a Black woman on sabbatical. But Tina Hercules wants to send a Black woman to Exodus Summit. So she's given super chat money. Thank you for that. So all the super chat from today, I'll do that. But there is a different way to give money, and I'll hang on. Hang on. If you're about to hit the super chat button, give me 1 second and I'll explain to you. If you want to help a Black woman attend Exodus Summit, I'll show you how, okay? Thank you very much, Tina Hercules. No, Tiana. I'm sorry, Tiana. I know that. I said it right the first time. I'm sorry, Tiana Hercules. Thank you very much for that. We'll make sure that a Black woman gets her ticket to Exodus Summit on you. Thank you. In his service, thank you for that super chat. Leslie Williams, thank you very much for that super chat. Nora Niche, thank you for that super chat. Signed up for Exodus Summit. Looking forward to it. Been so inspired by my channel. Thank you. Thank you. Tania, I'm going with Tania. Hi, Tania. Thank you very much for that super chat. And Myra, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the lives. Always a wealth of information and love. Thank you. Say, friends, we'll put this money together to the donation bucket. We already have a donation pool. We got a pool of cash from you guys in the community so that Black women who otherwise wouldn't be able to attend Exodus Summit will get a ticket. I'm going to give you the Cash App $, Exodus Summit. Okay, if you want to give money via Cash App, you can do it that way. And if you want to send it on PayPal, I can give you the actual PayPal link. We do $89, even though the price is now $109. Okay, we'll give away these tickets at $89 so that the money goes further. You know what I'm saying? And Raven sent me the PayPal link the other day, didn't she? Or someone sent me the PayPal link. Well, there's a PayPal link. Or was it Francis? So many texts. So many text messages. They're on the post. That's not it. That's not it. This is Raven. I think it was Raven. No. Maybe it was Francis? I'm going to get y'all the link. Give me just a second. It's a very generous thing that this community has done since the very first summit. Since the very first summit, you, Exodus Summit Gang, have put money towards other Black women who wouldn't otherwise be able to attend. We have a good sized list of women requesting tickets. The requesting period is over. The window's closed. Thank you. I'm just stalling because I know somebody gonna text me the number. Thank you. Rashida's texting. I'm like, let me just keep moving, keep stalling. Thank you. So that, what was I saying? We have donate we're gonna say help a Black woman attend Exodus Summit 2024. Okay, all right. Exodus Summit is a wonderful money spreading conference. All right. What Exodus Summit? First of all, we pay our speakers, and we pay our speakers well. Even women who are already speakers are surprised by what we pay them, by how much we pay them. But we also spread money inside of the community. So thank you very much for that. If you want to put money towards a Black woman attending Exodus Summit, you can send it via PayPal at this link, which I'll put in the description also. And on Cash App, it's $Exodus Summit. No amount is too small, right? It can be $1. Money adds up. Okay? I'm not convinced that money is real, but I do know that it adds up. So that is a helpful thing that this community has always done. We have a stack of requests for free tickets from Black women who would not otherwise be able to attend. So thank you very much for giving this money. Just Me is saying, how can I attend first time? Hi, I'm glad you asked that question. Exodus Summit 2024 is online October 11th through 14th, 2024, and tickets are available at exodussummit.com. Exodus Summit prices, the ticket prices go up on the 11th. The 10th is the last day at this price, okay? Which is only, I don't want to tell you. Okay, you know October 5th is today. I don't know. Somehow today is October 5th. Price goes up after October 10th. October 11th is the day the price goes up. Exodus Summit is all online. If you if you see one session, when you go to exodussummit.com and you look at the schedule, if you see one session that would be helpful to you, then get the ticket. Come to Exodus Summit, right? All of the sessions are worth the price of admission on their own. But what happens is, even when you see a session, you're like, I don't think that's really for me. It's for you. It's still going to help you. If you get the weekend pass, you get the replays through October until the end of October 31st, right? Through October 31st is what I mean. You get the replays. If you have the all access pass, you get the replays through September of 2025. You can go back to those sessions over and over. Every session you see on the schedule, you get with either ticket. Okay, the bonus sessions, which are not on the schedule, are workshops that are happening after the summit. Three of the speakers who are doing a regular session are also doing a bonus session, a bonus workshop after to work you through some things. So Adalia is doing a session in Exodus Summit on the Move Abroad Money Math. How much does it cost in a country? How do I figure out how much it's going to cost me to be in a place? And like, where that money coming from? That Move Abroad Math is a session Adalia's doing in the summit. After the summit, she's doing an extra workshop. You're going to work on your numbers together, right? Because I know how it is. You're going to come to the summit, you're going to take your notes, you're going to close your notebook, and you're not going to make any progress. Come to the workshop so that you can actually work through the things that you've learned. The workshop, Renita's doing a workshop on, Janita is doing a workshop on schooling your kid. In the summit, she's doing a session. There's a panel on different ways to school your school-age kids when you're in a new country, right? Enrolling them in a local school, putting them in international school, doing some sort of homeschooling, doing some sort of online schooling, doing a combination of that, right? So we have a session on that. But then after the summit, the bonus workshop is getting your kids' education plan on paper. Let's let's based on your kid's needs, your kid's interests, your kid's abilities, and your time availability, your interest in being the teacher or not being the teacher, right? Let's get your kids' plans on paper. That is a workshop that's happening after the summit. And then Libria's session on remote work. Inside of Exodus Summit with either ticket, you get to come to the remote work session where she teaches you how to find remote work, okay? After the summit, she's doing a bonus workshop for all access pass holders. Let's get on these tools. Let's use some AI. Let's go to some sites. Let's do some search, right? Let's do some job searching together. Exodus Summit is all the sessions all day. The calendar is at exodussummit.com. The sessions are about from around 9:30 or 10 Eastern time to about 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. All day, okay? All day. But you get the replays. You can look at the calendar now and decide which sessions you want to be there for live and which ones you can put off till the replay. Yeah. So yes, all day, Friday, except for Friday. Friday starts in the evening. For Eastern time, Friday starts around 6 or 6:30 Eastern time. And that's just a welcome session. And then Octavia Rahim is going to come and set the stage for us. She's going to come in. Octavia Rahim is a rest specialist. And her specialty is getting Black women to rest and helping Black women get focused in on what you want for you instead of all of the input that's happening from all over the world telling you what you should be focused on and what you should be doing with yourself, right? So first Friday night, Octavia Rahim. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, all day, we're learning. We're in community. If you have the all access pass, you're going to spend some time in some breakout rooms, meeting other women, and back to sessions, back to learning. Okay? So, Pray, Travel, Eat. Janita is awesome. I know her from my time in Merida. Yeah, she started like a micro school. She started her own school for the local kids for the kids in Merida. Yeah, and her kids, right? Yeah. Kemi says, I'm most interested in homeschooling the kids abroad. Yeah. So it takes planning, right? It takes some coordination and some organization. Most people aren't just plug and play when it comes to schooling your kids in another country. Most people don't take one thing that exists and just use that to school their kids. Most people are take a little bit of this, would do a little bit of that, right? And so it's really helpful to be with some moms who have worked this out, right? Who have done this already. So during the panel, during the summit session, the panel will be helpful in knowing what approaches women have taken and how their kids have responded. And then the workshop will help you actually get your plan, you and your kids' education plan mapped out. What tools, what resources, what are you going to do? Okay. Will they be recorded? Yes. So you get replays for the workshops and the sessions. Yes. Everything has replays. If you have the all access pass, you have the replays through September of 2025. Yes. Any pre-work for the summit? Funny you should ask that, Danielle. Yeah, a couple of speakers have given us some worksheets. Um, so light, very, very light pre-work. Mostly, I think worksheets that, now that I think about it, I don't remember if the worksheets are worksheets that you're supposed to do before or after. So I'm going to say very light pre-work. Very light pre-work. I think so. Oh, maybe Rashida and I will do a video and talk about this. So, what pre-work would we say you should do before Exodus Summit 2024? Because like this time next week, we're going to be in Exodus Summit. So, what pre-work can you do in the next few days? Get your ticket, right? Get your ticket. Clear off your calendar, right? Reassign some stuff. Clear off the weekend. Give yourself that full weekend. Decide what you're gonna eat. For you, it's easier. Like if you decide, oh, I want to go cook something, you can do it. During the summit, I can't stop and cook. But decide on a menu, come up with a menu. Treat this weekend like a special conference weekend. Even though you're going to probably be in your house, treat it like you're in a conference and figure out some things. So decide what you're going to eat. Find yourself some comfortable clothing. Get yourself in a space to receive. For me, that's like put on clothes that feel good on my body. I don't really like to receive information and learn things wearing an underwire bra, but for the internet, I often wear an underwire bra, right? But get yourself in comfortable clothes, okay? Get yourself in a place to be open, to receive, to be in community, right? So figure that out. If you get the all access pass, you're going to want to be on camera for a little bit. Even if you don't want to turn your Zoom camera on the whole time, you're going to want to be on camera to introduce yourself. So prepare. I think it's hard to be in community with people when you're just looking at an avatar, a little silhouette, a little picture, right? Get yourself prepared that way. Find a space where you're going to sit during the summit. If you go into a hotel room, do that. There are women in this community who check into a hotel room for the summit. There are also women who just send everybody away. Don't come here. Put a sign on the door. I am working. Don't knock on this door, right? Get somebody to walk the dogs for the weekend, right? Find a way to make this a special time for you. Yeah, so get your ticket, clear off your calendar, decide lightly on a menu. That may not be as big of a deal to you as it is to me, but decide on a menu kind of. Um, and then I would do a little bit of journaling. Maybe Kathy Hampton's channel has some journaling prompts for you about moving abroad. Kathy is Wellside Retreats. I would do some journaling about what things come up when I start thinking about taking a sabbatical out of the country or moving out of the country. What comes up? What are some things I need to work on? Right? If the first thing you think is but money, okay, write that down. Some things I need to solve this weekend. What are two approaches to money that I can take to be able to afford this sabbatical? Right? Yeah, I think that's a good piece of pre-work. We're still on here. I'm sorry I took you off the screen, Danielle. Yeah, that's a good piece of pre-work. What things come up for me? If it's but my mom or the family back home, write that out so that you know what things you want to address during the summit. Um, yeah, I would do a little bit of journaling. Get yourself in a quiet place for a little while, a little space, and give yourself a journaling prompt. Listen, it's October 2024, and I want to spend X number of months out of the country within the next whatever. Okay. Now, what are the thoughts that start racing through my head? Get them out of your head. Get them on paper. In your head, they take up so much energy. They really wear you out, and they seem so much bigger. Once you get them on paper, you're like, oh, that's a math problem. I'm here talking about I ain't got the money, I ain't got the money. I wrote it out, and I'm like, oh, I only want to spend 3 months. I only need to find out how much money I need for 3 months. That's a math problem. Get the thoughts that are swirling around, get them out of your head, get them on paper. That's the pre-work for Exodus Summit, so that you know what you need to address inside of the summit. In the sessions, in the workshops, in the bonus breakout rooms. These are things you need addressed, okay? How was that? Did I answer your summit questions? This year's summit sounds great. It's going to be fantastic. What we know about Exodus Summit is women show up, they're ready to learn, they get in community with each other, and next thing you know, progress. They're out the door. She's on a leave of absence. She's on a career break. She's moved abroad. She's taken her job with her. She's gotten a new job, right? Progress. It's amazing. This is a wonderful time of year. So Rashida and I do work hard this time of year, but it feels so good. It's such an amazing, it's like, I don't know. It's the Super Bowl plus Tet. Tet in Vietnam is they decorate so much for it. It's like Tet plus the Super Bowl plus your birthday plus the family reunion all at one time. It's an amazing time. Yes, okay, I'm Maven. I think the best remote work situations are independent contracting. You're not an employee. That's right. Libria talks about that as well. Libria Jones's session on remote work is more helpful than people. So many people think remote work is just about I work in tech and now I work remotely in tech. There are many, many approaches to this, including contract work, including not being an actual employee. I hope that you'll, if a new way of working is on your to-do list, right? This way is not working for me. I want to find a new way to do things. Come to Exodus Summit. Hi, Karen. Karen Myrie says the rest session last year was clutch for me. Women, that's the most replayed session by a lot. Women watch that session over and over and over. Octavia Rahim has a gift. She is already a soothing, sounding, and looking and being person. She's already a soother. She's a soother. But she also just, she has figured out how to get you from point A to point B. How to get you from I'm worn out to I have a rest practice, right? That is Octavia Rahim. Rest practices for Black women. I have a rest practice. This is now a priority in my life. It's a thing that I prioritize and focus on. It's a thing that contributes to my overall well-being in such a significant way. I have a rest practice now. She's broken it down in such a helpful way. So yes, she comes in and she's going to do a rest session with us, but she's also going to help you. It's about you developing a rest practice of your own. And she's amazing and we love her. No coffee card this year. We're not doing the coffee card anymore. Starbucks, boo, we're mad at them. And coffee is just not a thing that we can navigate without giving money to Starbucks. And we would prefer not to give money to Starbucks anymore. If we're unable to make the summit due to schedule conflict, can we still purchase the training? Absolutely, Erica. Still purchase Exodus Summit because you get those replays. If you have the all access pass, you have the replays through September 2025. And remember, the bonus sessions don't start until after the summit ends anyway. So absolutely. And then make sure that you're in the Exodus Summit Facebook community, which is exodussummit.com/community. Make sure you're inside of the Exodus Summit community. Because even if you're not actually taking the summit sessions at that time, you can still form community with other women. You can still get yourself some accountability buddies. Accountability bunnies. You can still get yourself some accountability buddies inside of the Exodus Summit Facebook group. Okay? So yes, please still get your ticket because those sessions All right, well, you just heard women talking about the replays. Those sessions are going to be so helpful to you, even if you cannot come live. I would listen. If I had a full schedule that weekend and I couldn't come live, I would still steal away for a session or two. I would still try my hardest to steal away for a session or two. Look at the calendar. But still, the replays, you can pretend like you're live, right? When you're watching a replay, you can pretend you're there at the same time as everybody else. And remember, with the All Access Pass, you get the replays through September of 2025. Yeah, I think that would be a good video. Tanaya, I'm going to say it different every time. Tanaya, I think that would be a good, we may sit down and record that, how to get the most of the summit or what pre-work to do before the summit. How I get access to just one of the sessions. No a la carte. We don't do a la carte. Buy your whole ticket. That whole ticket is worth, that one, any session inside of Exodus Summit is worth the full price anyway. Get the full ticket. We don't do a la carte in the summit. Ava says, I am so excited. The summit keeps getting better every year. Congratulations. And I got my t-shirt yesterday. Good. Somebody please post on Instagram and tag me. Please throw that shirt on for just a second. Take a picture. Post it on Instagram. Tag me. I'm at Vicarious. Okay. I get mine next week in Costa Rica. Tag Rashida at Sheeta D. Tag Exodus Summit, please. Thank you. Okay. How did I do? I'm super hungry. Okay, Sparkling Jewel says, have a wonderful day, ladies. God bless everyone. Enjoy your weekend. You too, Sparkling Jewel. Yeah, the live chats during the sessions are awesome. I would steal away. If I couldn't come to every session or most sessions, I would still steal away for a session or two. First one, Madam CJ Walker, attending your very first Exodus Summit in 2024. Welcome. We're so excited for you. You may not have a full grasp on how amazing it's going to be. It's going to be amazing. We're so excited for you. We're so glad. All right. Okay, what else? What else? Shauna Marie. Hi, Shauna. Working on my inventory worksheet in preparation for getting clear about the limiting factors of my extremely organized but excessive number of items that have required storing during my past expat adventures. So is this the inventory sheet from Christine Platt? So Christine Platt is the Afro minimalist, and Christine Platt is doing a session called Less is Liberation, talking about having less stuff and being freer. It's not a decluttering session like, here's how you declutter, but she does have a worksheet for women who have registered for the summit. So are you talking about her sheet, or is this a different inventory sheet? Yeah. Another piece of pre-work before the summit. Get 2 bags of stuff out of your house. Right? I don't care if you think you're going to move abroad or if you're going to take a sabbatical for a little while. Get 2 bags of stuff out of your house. Okay? That stuff be holding us back. It dictates, it runs our lives sometimes. Get that stuff, 2 bags, 2 big bags. Whether it's stuff you give away, stuff you sell, stuff you, something. Get 2, throw away, burn it. Get 2 bags of stuff out of your house. That might be another good piece of pre-work. Okay. Okay, friends. Yeah. All right, girls, friends. I don't usually call you girls. Friends. I can't read and talk at the same time. Friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you very much for the super chats. I'm going to add them up and let me take a screenshot so I don't have to go back and add them up later. 3, and then scroll 3. Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat. We'll add those to the pile of money for the women who wouldn't otherwise be able to attend Exodus Summit 2024. Thank you for coming to this video about money. That was about a different approach to money. I hope it was helpful to you, and maybe it's something that you'll be able to look back on later and say, this gave me a new way of thinking about things, right? A new way. The women who I've interviewed on this channel have given me this new way of thinking about money. And so I hope that this helped to pass it on to you in one little distilled ball, one little bubble. But I really have seen that the women who I've talked to on this channel who have gone from, I want to do XYZ, but I don't have the money, to I have the money, I'm doing it. These are the difference makers. These are the difference makers. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Hope this live stream was helpful. Remember that Rashida and I talk to Jewel Pearson very soon. We talk to Jewel. Speaking of downsizing and decluttering, we're talking to Jewel Pearson, who is Ms. Bohemian Soul, today at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Let me see. I copied it and pasted it. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Jewel Pearson has the most beautiful tiny house you've ever seen. You've seen it on HGTV. We're talking on her YouTube channel today about downsizing for your exodus. So I hope that you'll join us over there. 6 p.m. Eastern time is 3 p.m. Pacific. And so that's going to be a nice conversation. Jewel is amazing and we love her. And then let's see if Rashida, have you set up a video for tomorrow? Let's see. Rashida goes live on Sunday at, not yet. Rashida goes live on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Copy. So I'll drop Rashida's channel here as well. Okay? I hope we'll see you at Exodus Summit after that. Did I do it? I think I did it. I gotta get back on the screen. So confusing. Hold on, I'm sorry. I messed up my screen and now I can't see you. Okay. All right. Thank you, friends. Have a wonderful day. Go ahead and before you go, if you hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. And is there anything else I need to tell you? I feel like as soon as I hit the thing, I'm going to be like, remember you were supposed to do that? I think we covered it. Hit the like button, and inside of the Exodus Summit Facebook group, if you didn't get an opportunity to donate money towards a ticket and you still want to do it, there's still time. PayPal and Cash App is how we're accepting donations, and we're Exodus Summit on both of those platforms. The link is here. I'll put it in the description if you're watching the replay. And we always give you a report on how many tickets you guys gave to Black women. Okay. Thanks, friends. Have a wonderful day. See you guys soon. See you guys this afternoon on Jules' channel. Bye.